Hey, welcome to Grammar one more time. Today we will know how Tommy practices pronunciation. To know the secret, watch the video until the end. The moon hung like a silver pendant over the quiet town of Everglade, where old stone buildings whispered stories of centuries past. Nestled between a dusty bookstore and a bakery that always smelled of cinnamon, Tommy sat by his window, gazing at the sky. He had always been curious and eager to learn, but one thing had troubled him for the longest time: his English-speaking skills. He loved the language, truly, but every time he tried to speak, the words tangled on his tongue. He knew the rules, memorized the vocabulary, and understood the grammar, yet somehow, his sentences came out clumsy and uncertain. His pronunciation wavered, his confidence faltered, and he never quite knew why. Was he saying things the wrong way? Did he sound strange to others? He wished he could hear himself the way they did. As he sighed, a sudden gust of wind blew through his room, rattling his books and snuffing out his candle. The air shimmered, and on his wooden desk, something flickered into existence, a small, glowing orb of light. Slowly, the light condensed into the shape of an old pocket watch, but unlike any Tommy had ever seen. Instead of numbers, the watch's face bore strange, glowing symbols, shifting like liquid gold. Cautiously, Tommy reached out and touched the metal. A voice, deep and echoing, spoke from within the watch. "You seek to improve your voice, young learner?" Tommy's heart pounded. A talking watch? He blinked, wondering if he was dreaming. "Why, yes," he managed to say. "Then I shall be your guide," the watch replied. "I am Echo, the recorder of voices. I will capture your words, play them back, and reveal the truth hidden within them." Tommy's breath caught in his throat. This was exactly what he needed. For so long, he had struggled with his speech. Whenever he spoke, he felt uncertain. Was he pronouncing words correctly? Were his sentences structured well? He had no way of knowing. Teachers corrected him, but their advice faded from his mind as soon as class ended. Speaking in front of others made him nervous, and trying to practice alone felt useless. But now, with Echo in his hands, he had a way forward. "Speak," Echo instructed, its golden surface shimmering. "Speak without fear, and I will show you what you cannot hear on your own." Tommy hesitated, then decided to start with something simple. "The weather is nice today," he said slowly. The watch glowed brighter, absorbing his words. After a brief pause, it played them back. His voice echoed from the device, but it sounded different from how he imagined it. He noticed the hesitation in his tone, the way he mumbled the word weather, and how his sentence lacked natural rhythm. Again, Echo urged. Tommy cleared his throat and tried again, this time focusing on pronouncing each word clearly. "The weather is nice today." When Echo replayed it, the improvement was obvious. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. He had always assumed he spoke well, but now, hearing himself from an external source, he realized where he was going wrong. Excitement rushed through him. This was the key. He spent the next several hours practicing, reading passages from his books, repeating tricky words, and experimenting with intonation. Each time, Echo recorded and replayed his voice, helping him adjust and improve. But Echo was more than just a recorder, it was a teacher. You hesitate when you are unsure, it pointed out. Your confidence affects your speech. Believe in your words, and they will flow better. Tommy nodded. He hadn't realized it before, but his lack of confidence shaped his voice. He made a decision: he would speak boldly, even when he wasn't sure. The results were astounding. Within days, his pronunciation improved. He became more aware of his tone and fluency. By simply recording and listening, he identified patterns in his speech, words he frequently mispronounced, areas where his voice sounded unnatural, and habits he needed to break. He learned that slowing down helped with clarity, mimicking native speakers improved his pronunciation, and adjusting his tone made his speech more engaging. The more he practiced, the more confident he became. One evening, after weeks of training, Tommy stood before his mirror and said, "I am improving every day." And for the first time, when Echo played it back, he believed it. Just as he was celebrating his progress, Echo flickered strangely. The air grew heavy, and the walls of his room rippled like water. "You have learned well, but your journey is not yet complete," Echo said. "A true test awaits." Before Tommy could ask what it meant, the room vanished. He found himself standing in a grand, endless hall, its walls lined with ancient books and floating candles. In the center stood a tall, shadowy figure, its face hidden beneath a hood. "Who are you?" Tommy asked, his voice steady. "I am the shadow of doubt," the figure replied, its voice a whispering echo. "You wish to master your voice? Then face me. Speak, and I shall twist your words with fear." Tommy swallowed hard. He could feel his old insecurities creeping in, the fear of making mistakes, of sounding foolish. But then, he felt Echo warm in his hands. He had practiced. He had improved. He would not be afraid. "I will speak," Tommy said firmly. The shadow loomed closer. "Then tell me a story." Tommy took a deep breath. And then, with all the confidence he had built, he began to speak aloud. His words flowed smoothly. He adjusted his tone, his pacing, and his pronunciation. He remembered everything Echo had taught him. He believed in his own voice. The shadow hissed and shrank with every sentence, its form melting away until nothing remained. The grand hall faded into darkness. When Tommy opened his eyes, he was back in his room. The morning sun streamed through the window, casting golden light over his desk. He picked up Echo, but the watch was silent. Its glowing symbols had faded. He smiled. He didn't need it anymore. That day, when he spoke to people in town, they noticed the change. His words were clearer, his tone more natural, his confidence unshaken. And when he spoke English, he no longer feared his own voice. Because now, he truly listened. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, have fun with it. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.